Everyone, as of late, as you may have noticed, has been talking about the Fantastic Four, Marvel's first family, and their eventual debut in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Of course, at San Diego Comic-Con, we recently got an official release date, November of 2024, so that's super exciting. Also, possibly we may now actually have a director with Matt Shakman. We'll see if that gets confirmed next week in a D23. But now we're back to talking about what we've all been talking about the whole time, which is the cast. Everybody has been wondering who is going to get cast in these roles of the Fantastic Four. It's really essential questions because, it could make or break this franchise. And what I've really noticed, though, is that when it comes to this, the main member that everybody's been talking about is Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic, which, that makes sense because, he's the leader, he's kind of the main character of the group, but, you haven't seen much else going on. Obviously there's fan cast for the other characters as well, but the emphasis has been put on Reed Richards. That's the one we've been talking about. I literally made a video earlier today about Reed Richards' rumored casting with Penn Badgley, so that's pretty cool. Check out that video if you haven't already. But in this one, we're going to be talking about Sue Storm, aka the Invisible Woman, which, again, people have been fan casting her, but there hasn't been much when it comes to actual rumored actresses for the role. Now, we have had a couple, though, for example, obviously Emily Blunt, because, the whole John Krasinski possibly being in here in that situation, being like, okay, well, his wife is Emily Blunt, she would make a great Sue Storm Invisible Woman, why not? Well, the why not is because she doesn't want to, and she actually hates superhero movies, so there's that. But then there's also Jennifer Lawrence, who you may or may not remember months and months ago was rumored to be in talks with Marvel Studios for Invisible Woman. That, I hope, never went anywhere. And then there's also Bryce Dallas Howard, which was a little bit more recent, where it was rumored she was going to be directing and starring in the film. Doesn't look like she's directing, doesn't look like she has any involvement in this, so that is not happening. And then the final one, which is the one that I've been most interested in, is Elizabeth Lail, who you may know from You, the Netflix series. She actually starred alongside Penn Badgley as his love interest, so that, honestly, I think would be pretty cool if you had Penn Badgley as Reed Richards and Elizabeth Lail as Sue Storm, since they were already love interests before. Cool little You reunion there, but this doesn't seem like it's going to be the case because we have some new reports from scoopers within the community, specifically Greatface, who's been pretty dang reliable, and unfortunately specifically mentioned Elizabeth Lail as not having any involvement in this at all because they want a more A-lister actor, at least when it comes to Sue and Reed. Ben and Johnny, they'll be lesser known actors, but when it comes to Sue and Reed, they want bigger actors. So Greatface has gone on ahead and revealed the top candidates for the Sue Storm role in the MCU. Supposedly these are the actresses that are in talks with Marvel Studios and are kind of the frontrunners for this role. So in order here, we have Lily James, Amanda Seyfried, Philippa Sue, Jodie Comer, Saoirse Ronan, and Vanessa Kirby. So definitely some interesting choices here. Some I really expected, some I didn't. Some of these people I've never even heard of before. But all of them, I think, would be excellent choices for Sue Storm, aka the Invisible Woman, in the MCU. But specifically, let's talk about my top three. First of all, Jodie Comer. I just think she's an amazing actress. If you saw her in Free Guy, she was amazing in that. So I would love to see her in this. But Lily James, I think would be a great choice for this because obviously you can see she's on the younger side, so it would be a younger version of the Fantastic Four, and that's kind of supporting the whole Penn Badgley rumor as well. But Lily James is an amazing actress. Of course, I know her from Mamma Mia 2. She was great in that. Also a great singer, by the way. And more notably, or at least more recently, from the Hulu series Pam and Tommy. She was great. She starred alongside Sebastian Stan in that, so already has some Marvel Studios connections there. Bucky Barnes, Sebastian Stan. So that's pretty cool, and she was just so good as Pamela Anderson in that series, which, by the way, check out Pam and Tommy if you haven't already. Really good show. So Lily James, I think, would be a great choice for this role, but undoubtedly my number one choice out of this group would be Amanda Seyfried, because she, from the beginning, has been my original top fan cast for the role of Sue Storm in the MCU. Actually, if you check out my MCU Fantastic Four playlist, I do have 2 fan cast videos on there that I originally made for TikTok, but then just reposted here. if you check those out, I actually just rewatched them this morning, and you can see that Amanda Seyfried is in my first video there, and it's also cool to see how they changed between the two videos and everything. But she has undoubtedly been my original choice, also from Mamma Mia. So Lily James versus Amanda Seyfried, the battle of Mamma Mia, I guess. Mother versus daughter in flashbacks. If you watch the movies, then you know what I'm talking about. But Amanda Seyfried, I think, is just a phenomenal performer, and I would love to see her join the MCU. She actually almost did join the MCU in Guardians of the Galaxy as Gamora. But I believe actually the reason she didn't end up taking that role is because she didn't want to have to deal with putting on the green makeup every time, which is understandable, but for this role, she wouldn't have to deal with that. So 100% Amanda Seyfried is my top choice for this role. But then again, any of these 6 actresses I would be happy with, and I'm just excited to finally get to see who actually gets cast in the MCU's Fantastic Four, because there's been so much speculation for years and years now. Hopefully, maybe at D23 we'll get at least a couple reveals, not only the director, but maybe when it comes to the cast as well. So anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about these candidates and frontrunners for the role of Sue Storm, aka the Invisible Woman, for the Marvel Cinematic Universe's version of Marvel's first family, the Fantastic Four? And which of these actresses would you choose? So anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and hit the subscribe button so I can keep you up to date on everything goes on in the Marvel life.